Hello there, and welcome back to my channel. I am, once again, Kritterus Targaryen. That's K-R-I-T-T-E-R-Y-S. Kritterus. Get your head out of the gutter. That's right, the bitch is back. I wasn't sure I was going to come back, because Narg and I were a little upset after episode 1, but you know what? We believe in second chances. And, don't tell Narg, but I also still want Daemon to pick me. Is he married? Did we find out he was married in the last episode? Sure. We saw Viserys order his wife ripped open without even discussing it with her. So what is marriage, really, to a Targaryen? Am I right? Seems to me that Daemon had his eyes set on Rhaenyra, despite his being married anyway, so who's to say I couldn't snatch him up from underneath her? I think cousins make better matches than uncles and nieces anyways. Plus, consider that age difference. Ugh. Except for, I guess it's fine if you're a dad to send your similarly aged daughter off to be with the king, who's even older than Daemon, but who am I? Who am I? I mean, who am I? Who am I? Let's just say life is not good if you're any of the main character women in House of the Dragon, but I am not a main character woman. In fact, I am just here on holiday and can at any moment go back to my very, very grand estates. And we'll see, after this second episode, maybe that's exactly what I'll do. But you know what? Again, second chances. Second chances. Let's see how it goes this time. Before we get started, don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed and subscribe to the channel. And if you want to get notified whenever I post new content or go live, hit the little bell for notifications. Man, I might just watch this for this intro music because, so good. Oh, looks like my one. Is there gonna be fire in this intro? Are we gonna get fire and blood? Okay, I don't like this as much as the fantasy map in Game of Thrones because I am a sucker for a good fantasy map. But I guess when it comes to the theme music, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, am I right? Give me some fire to go with this blood! Oh, there it is. Found the fire. Literally. Right out of the gate. Perfect.
The stepstones have now grown into a conflagration.
This guy seems like the best person on this council so far.
The losses would be incalculable.
So she was named Aaron, still she's a cupbearer? Cool.
You have dragon riders, father.
Okay, okay. How are we gonna react to a girl speaking?
Send us. I only meant that we should at least...
Perhaps there's some better use for the princess's talents.
Yeah, like having babies, remember? A woman's battlefield is the birthing chamber.
King's guard posted, Commander.
Not hot enough. She's gonna pick the guy from the tournament that she thought was cute, right? That's what I would do.
The melee inside the hall.
This guy's got fabulous hair.
20 minutes. Simon was knighted at 8. Sir Kristen Cole.
There he is. Here he comes. That's the one.
Son of the steward of the Lord of Black.
My father should be defended by a man who's known in combat. Should he not?
She has a point.
The volcanic face.
Is that made out of sand?
This was the inaugural.
Oh yeah, that's his little project.
But the blood
Oh.
worked the craft.
Gross. Ugh.
Daughter of 15.
God, are they both 15?
You do have such an easy way about you.
I want these two to be friends. She's already being shady, though. If they end up not being friends, it's gonna be real sad.
Wed our daughter Lena. Unite the two great surviving Valyrian houses.
Here we go. But what does she look like? But is she the 15-year-old I already have a crush
I
on?
must admit, I haven't given marriage much thought.
Whoa, lies. I need a better goblet. Look at this. I could do better. Is that bug in the show, or is that outside my house? Because that thing is really not giving up. What the hell is that?
This is our best chance to save the Diljeet. Your Grace.
He is just falling apart, isn't he?
The maggots will remove the dead flesh and hopefully stop the chance of the rot. And uniting the two great Valyrian houses would certainly signal unity throughout the realm.
Are they talking about the little girl in the stands? Like the little one?
I do feel.
There is no music. It's just silent. Oh my god. It is her. Oh.
Some would say too large for our world.
My god. She is
Do you know where she nests?
a baby.
Do you know where Vhagar is now? I would give you many children of
Oh.
pure Valyrian blood.
Oh
so
my
that we may
god.
strengthen the royal line and the realm.
Is that what your father told you to say?
That poor
What
girl
did your mother tell you?
and that terrible wig.
That I wouldn't have to bed you until I turned 14.
This is horrible. All these parents trying to pimp their kids out.
Lena is your daughter, Princess. Does it bother you?
Of course it does.
Bothers everyone, and yet somehow
Understand the order of things.
they're entertaining it.
When that boy comes of age and your father has passed, none of the realm will expect him to be heir. Not you. Because that is the order of things.
And she knows firsthand.
But they bent the knee to me and called me heir to the throne.
Do you remind your father's men of that as you carry their cups?
Yeah, right? Good point.
Men would sooner put the realm to the torch than see a woman ascend the Iron Throne.
It's so annoying, because it's like she literally rides a dragon. She doesn't need to sword fight anyone where she would be disadvantaged probably against a man. She's got a fucking dragon. This girl has him wrapped around her finger, and it's gross.
Dariloros daimon sikia sida segliv Zeus.
Daemon, to announce that he is to take a second wife in the tradition of old Valyria.
He
She is to
would.
assume the title Lady Mysaria of Dragonstone. Her Grace is with child, and is to have a dragon's egg placed in the babe's cradle, in the custom of House Targaryen.
I remember this from Fire and Blood.
The prince has invited you to his wedding, Your Grace. It
Okay,
is
so
in
there
2
is
days' time.
some music.
Send him to the wall.
Do it.
Perhaps I could put his head on a spike.
Send him to the wall.
Seize the dragon.
I didn't steal Dark's egg.
When Damon laid us.
Momon hidrotso iles Dariloros. Dariloro velo matsumbile idrepte enkos.
Wow. Insult to injury.
Assemble a detachment order.
Get him.
I will go to Dragonstone and drag Damon back to face justice
Your
myself.
Grace.
How dare they steal Dreamfire's egg? Ugh. That's so Damon, though. He's very risque. If I'm a messy bitch that lives for drama, he's a messy prince that lives for drama.
Where do you destroy yourself?
Because she's being pimped out and miserable? Well, we had to have Matt Smith in this episode.
Sir Kristen Cole, my prince.
Ah, yes, apologies. I couldn't recall.
Perhaps my prince recalls when I knocked him off his horse.
Get him! He's gonna get murdered.
Very good.
Well, yeah. He's got a dragon. What the hell did they think they were going to do against somebody who had a dragon? Ooh. Little snake-necked dragon out of here. She wants her egg back, bitches. Assuming that's Dreamfire. I don't actually remember. I think it is. Okay. Mutually assured destruction at this point. What you gonna do, Damon? Balls in your court. This is what I mean. A woman's battlefield in this is not the fucking birthing chamber. She's got a dragon.
Cannot startle Sarax, my lords. She's rather protective of me.
Sarax. Okay, my bad. It's not Dreamfire.
Caplan.
Inverarion Orion Dawo. Tubi Maneri, Nike de Niklas.
Oh, God.
Ziri Ziri, Emma.
The Reptan Lee Dawo.
And be done with all this bother.
He is a little unhinged, but he does seem to have a soft spot for her, so yeah, you're not gonna do it. The reason the dragons all went downhill is because of all these hijinks with their eggs.
I came to you to be liberated.
Liberated.
Fear.
Well, that feels like an odd choice. Daemon Targaryen doesn't seem like the safest person to be around.
She is 12. She will mature.
Versus the what? 15-year-old?
Asked to remarry. You should wed Lena Velaryon if Tracy.
The 12-year-old.
Save
Whoa.
your quarters and fix.
Who is it?
Her outfit is so sick. The clothes are cool, even if the wigs are terrible. She's clearly the good guy. In the show. I feel like maybe it was more ambiguous in the books, though I can't... the book, though I can't remember. But I like her in the show a lot. I like her a lot.
I intend to marry the Lady Alicent Hightower.
Oh, we've got another Robb Stark. Marrying for love. Even though he claims to never want to replace his deceased wife. Love with a 15-year-old. Totally. Totally.
Made from the same cloth.
Who are we talking to? There we go. Okay. Alliance is being formed.
It was never my brother's strongest trait.
What?
Being king.
Got him.
Our worth is not given.
It's
It
taken.
must be made.
Oh, okay. That's a better line. Are you gonna make it, Daemon? Okay. Well, we got a little bit more of that drama that Kritter Targaryen was looking for in the first episode. Thankfully, we had more plot movement, I think, than episode 1, and a lot less wanton, unnecessary gore. So points for House of the Dragon in that regard. I found the music when they used it to be effective, and I liked it. It was very atmospheric. It set the tone. But then there were scenes where there was no music, and it was just quiet and, like, almost claustrophobic. I'm not sure how I felt about that. It was noticeable, I guess, which is not something you always want out of a choice when it comes to music, unless it's, like, awesome and people notice it because of that. Yeah, it just felt kind of, like, quiet and oppressive at times. I really enjoyed the costuming. I think I didn't notice it as much in episode 1 because of all the reasons I complained about last time, which was I felt like they were beating me over the head with a hammer with the gore to get my attention, and it kind of turned me off. So this episode, I got a better look at the whole situation, and yeah, Rhaenyra especially her outfit was awesome. I loved it. Even I feel like the wigs could use still some work, and who am I to talk, right? But I think I'm kind of jealous of her outfit, you know? Like I'm in the old school, like crushed velvet when I could be in scale mail, right? Like that was pretty cool. I said it throughout my reaction, but I think part of the reason I was upset with episode 1 was this just reiteration of a woman's battlefield being in the birthing chamber, right? And from what I gathered, from what everyone in my comments was telling me, this was supposed to be some kind of message about how bad it is to be in just like a purely patriarchal society, right? And I understand that's maybe what they were and are going for, but they could be more effective with it, especially because it feels so unrealistic in a world where Rhaenyra has a dragon, where women can have dragons. Like, they don't have to be knights. They don't have to be Brienne of Tarth to be successful on a different battlefield than, you know, in the kitchen or in the birthing chamber. So I understand that that's what they're trying to say is, oh my gosh, back in medieval times, which, you know, this isn't, this is dragon times, but back in medieval times, you know, things weren't great for women, and that's 100% true. But again, this is dragon times, and women have dragons, so I think things would be different. It just feels unrealistic that they're not more different. Also, I didn't have a chance to say this last time because I didn't anticipate all the hate that I was going to get, but I think part of the reason I was particularly upset with episode 1 is, again, that I'm tired of seeing the message that women are downtrodden and women are suffering and, you know, back in some random day, women had it bad. Like, I don't need to see that. I'm basically tired of it, right? Like, maybe that's true. Maybe it was like that back in medieval times, sure. I don't know how many queens actually had an involuntary C-section, right, while they were still conscious. Not sure how many times that actually happened in real life, but women didn't have it great, and that's fine. But basically, I'm tired of seeing it. Like, as a woman, tired of seeing it. I want women with better outcomes, better outlooks. And, you know, women with dragons, I would think, should have those. So, anyways, we're talking about episode 1 when I should be talking about episode 2. I feel like episode 2 had more of the political movements that I remembered from Fire and Blood. Obviously, it's horrifying that they're talking about a 12-year-old and a, I don't know, 15-year-old or so, saying that the 12-year-old is far too young, but no one's batting an eye at the 15-year-old. Why? What the hell? You know, that feels realistic, unfortunately, but it's also gross and not fun to see. I do think that Corlys is cool in a way. I'm kind of on, obviously I'm on Team Rhaenyra, but since it seems doomed from the beginning that a woman would succeed in the world of Game of Thrones, that if I had to pick a backup, it'd be Corlys. And this Corlys-Daemon alliance has some potential, even though Daemon is completely unhinged. Yeah, I don't know. I wish Corlys' daughter would have been like 3 years older, or, you know, like 10 years older. And we probably could have saved ourselves a lot of grief, us Targaryens. Yeah, I feel like Viserys made a decision, much like, it's because I have foresight, I know Robb Stark makes in Game of Thrones, which is he follows his thing and makes decisions with that instead of making decisions with his brain. So yeah, he basically made an enemy of the most powerful man in the kingdom that isn't him, and the rest will be probably a lot of blood and fire. So, I mean, imagine that. I think that's all I've got. I'm gonna keep watching House of the Dragon. I'm not sure, I'm not as thrilled because this episode was, even though I appreciated the plot progression, it did feel a little slower, and I think part of that had to do with the music choices. The fact that I didn't ever want to see any scenes with the king and the girl, any girl, really, which was a big part of the episode. So, it's not going to be my favorite. It felt kind of like a deep breath after the insane battle that was episode 1, right? Episode 1 was this absurd spectacle, which is exactly what I think they were trying to do, to get people's attention, to get people talking. I know a lot of people think that, no, it's completely justifiable given the times, but honestly, it was to get people's attention, and if you don't believe that, well, we disagree. But now we've got episode 2, and it's a lot more political, it's a lot more plot-driven, which is what I wanted, and I'm glad that we're getting it. I just hope that episode 3 kind of brings it all together, where we get a little bit faster pacing with the character progression, the plot progression, and all of that. So I'm way less disgusted after this episode than I was after episode 1, so I'm glad we gave it a second chance. I think that's all I've got for now. I'm glad I came back. I'm glad anybody who watched this came back with me. Don't forget to like the video if you enjoyed it, subscribe to this channel, and before I sign off, I want to say thank you to my incredible patrons. You guys are amazing and incredibly motivating. If you want to join this esteemed group of individuals, you can become a patron on Patreon or become a member on YouTube. All support is incredibly appreciated, even if it's the completely free support of just liking this video or posting a comment. That's it for now. Until next time. Bye!